Chris Fleming, Genius Cultivator here. I want to tell you about another experience that I had in the last couple of days around mindset. I had just given a presentation at the Real Estate Investors Association National Summit around DSCR loans. It went very well, I thought. It was a very interactive group of folks. We had a lively Q&A session. We definitely went over time until the resort, the Great Wolf Lodge, evicted us from the conference room we were using for that presentation. So that was a lot of fun. And we're staying, as I mentioned, at the Great Wolf Lodge in Mason, Ohio, which includes an indoor water park. Well, somehow, as I was staying at the Great Wolf Lodge, I wound up with a room that would house 6 people. There were 2 queen-size beds, and there was a pull-out sofa bed that would pull out to a queen-size bed. So it was big enough for 6 people. The room came with water park passes for the duration of the stay for 6 people. Well, I was there for business. I did bring my swimsuit, but I knew I probably wasn't going to go to the water park, and so I didn't get the bracelets that go along with the water park passes. But after my presentation, I was sitting at a table in a sort of a lounge area, and I was talking to this gentleman who had attended the presentation. We were following up. We were getting into a more in-depth discussion about his own personal investments and just having a really great conversation. As we were talking, a young girl came up and a young boy came up, and a few minutes later a beautiful woman came up, and I came to realize that this was his family. This was his daughter, this was his son, this was his wife. And the kids were mentioning something to him about, can we stay here? They were staying somewhere else at a different hotel. And I said, oh, I'm staying here, and I have passes to the water park that I'm not going to use. I have enough for all of you. So let me run to the front desk and go get the bracelets for the water park, and you can use mine. Well, I overstepped a bit. I got in a little bit of trouble with the gentleman with whom I was speaking, because it was like, we don't have our swimsuits with us. This was not in our plans. Now we have to problem solve. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, there's a Walmart right down the road where you could, get some swimsuits for the kids, blah, blah, blah. And his wife, beautiful woman that she was, her mind is beautiful to me just as much as her face, her countenance is beautiful. And she looked at him and she said, no, now we have choices. And I just thought, what a great perspective. No offense to him, but him saying, now we have to problem solve. And she said, no, now we have choices. I just encourage you, friends, to think about things in that way. Now we have choices. So let's talk soon. Chris Fleming, Genius Cultivator. Bye.